Greetings and salutations. I'm Poetic Heretic, and this is a special report that is the second in my astrology series where we will be focusing on the sign of Taurus. Before we begin, I would like to remind the viewer of a few things. First of all, this report and the other reports in this series are not intended to be taken as frivolous or topical information. It is my opinion that the minds of the vast majority of the human race have been reduced to intellectual and spiritual depravity, and the study of astrology is one of the key ways of remedying this problem. Astrology contains many truths. The study of it and related occult traditions such as tarot helps to cleanse and purify the mind of the spiritual toxicity rampant in the world today. This purification process is serious work indeed. The second thing I would ask the viewer to keep in mind is that, as I mentioned in my first report in this series, what we will be examining here is the archetype of Taurus. There is no pure Taurus individual, as everyone is a combination of their sun sign, rising sign, moon sign, and many other factors dependent on the exact time and location of one's birth. This combination factor applies to heliocentric astrology as well, and because each of the 12 signs of the zodiac represents different aspects of consciousness, the study of Taurus and all the other signs will be of value and benefit to you regardless of what sign you were born under. Let's begin by looking at the sign of Taurus in general. Taurus season is from April 21st to May 20th. Taurians are strong and dependable, down to earth, committed, balanced, and realistic. They take care of business. They can, however, also be stubborn and uncompromising. They enjoy cooking, romance, working with their hands, gardening, music, and nice clothes. They cannot stand confusion, sudden changes, and insecurity. Taurus loves beauty in everything, and they attract physical pleasures. They are very focused on the physical. They have much stability and can be relied on. They are prone to being overprotective. They are great at making money and always see things through. Their stubbornness makes them great workers. As a friend, Taurus is the one who is always there. They are very loyal. They make great artists. Some can be very conservative, as well as a little too focused on making money. They are often the voice of reason and practicality. Taurus is governed by the earth element. This element includes the signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Those of the earth element are sensual, being primarily focused on the physical realm. They are prone to doing things slowly but more thoroughly. They are focused on reality and tend to be very productive. They get results. Those of the earth element are at risk for working too much, being materialistic, and being overly stubborn. They are very grounded people, being masters of the physical plane. They are attuned to nature and love being outside. They also do well in the city due to their productive and monetary nature. They tend to perceive reality as what is actually tangible and physical as opposed to having more symbolic and spiritual perspectives. They are here to manifest and enjoy earthly pleasures. They transform thoughts into things, making them a good match for those with dreams and aspirations. Taurus is of the fixed quality or modality. This includes the signs of Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. These signs know the importance of steadiness. They work away at their tasks in a relaxed and focused manner until they are complete. Work generally does not ever feel like a struggle for fixed signs. They are very stable, focused, and determined. They are persistent and good at concentrating. They are confident and self-reliant. They are powerful and purposeful. They have the patience to do what it takes to reach their goals. They are very reliable and always remember who assisted them. They are at risk for being overly stubborn and set in their ways, as well as for thinking they are always right. Fixed signs are strong and hard-working, and they get results. The ruling planet of Taurus is Venus, the planet of love, beauty, attraction, and creativity. Venus is the goddess of love, ruling both Taurus and Libra. She is strongly representative of love and money, as well as values and the pleasure of life. Venus is the planet of grace and charm, representing one's tastes, sources of happiness, and artistic inclinations. In astrological charts, Venus indicates a person's perspective on and experience of relationships, as well as the aspects of life a person finds pleasure in and focuses on balancing and improving. Venus is also an indicator of how one spends money, as well as how much of it is spent on having fun. Relationship attachments are ruled by Venus, and so is attraction in all its forms. It is the planet of harmony, peace, and appreciation. Venus is exalted in Pisces and weakened in Aries and Scorpio. Let us look now at how Taurus is in the realm of love and relationships. Taurus is the lover archetype. Mutual trust is very important to Taurus. They are very loyal and faithful. They love to love. However, emotional stability is essential to a Taurian's happiness. They are not a love at first sight type. They take their time when beginning a relationship. They delight in the anticipation and are very careful when selecting a partner. They only select those with whom they feel quite certain of their compatibility. One should feel lucky when a Taurus selects him or her as a partner because for Taurus it is a calculated risk from a sign that is all about safety and security. Taurus partner will likely be treated with plenty of affection and sensuality, as well as gifts. Taurus likes to spend money on their partners, whether they can afford to or not. Sex is also very important to Taurus in a relationship, having significant influence on Taurus' judgment of compatibility with a partner. Just as influential to this judgment, however, is the partner's taste for the finer things in life. A Taurian's ideal relationship is one of luxury and comfort. Taurus tends to be a great help to their partner in the area of career, completely and totally supporting their goals. Taurus, however, can get quite angry if he or she feels threatened in a relationship. A Taurian's biggest enemy in a relationship is jealousy. They are also at risk for possessiveness. Taurus demands complete and total faithfulness from their partner. Since they are ones to give a lot, they expect a lot in return. If they find their lover flirting with another or not spending enough time with them, Taurus resentment is likely to immediately kick into overdrive. It is my opinion that Taurus is fully justified in this. Taurus refuses to compromise, and some partners may find this challenging. Fire signs generally do not work well in a relationship with a Taurus, finding the experience slow and difficult. Air signs can really annoy Taurus with their, in a Taurian's view, overly curious and flighty mental energy. Fellow earth signs like Capricorn and Virgo are the best match for Taurus. Water signs can also be great with Taurus, especially Pisces and Cancer. Next, we will look at Taurus in the area of money and career. The following is a list of ideal jobs or careers for Taurus. Actors and actresses, musicians, financial institutions, beauty professions, any kind of artist, bankers, cashiers, singers, and anything to do with music. Taurians really like money and possessions. They like tangibility. They prefer the physicality of dollars over simply using a credit card. They like shiny, expensive things. Taurus feels truly loved when someone gives them a gift. They are more likely to invest in a nice big house than stocks and bonds because one is tangible and the other is not. When they do invest, however, they look for investments that are long-term. Taurians very much enjoy making money and keeping it. They like expensive restaurants and will not hesitate to order the most expensive item available. They love the decadent indulgence of dessert and will likely order the best one on the menu. Taurus is always focused on money. Even if they have enough money, they can worry about how they're going to keep it. They are very adept at making financial decisions. They naturally make sure their bills are paid on time. Even a single late payment will really bother them. They do not like borrowing or lending money. If they do lend someone money, they very much want the debt paid in full. Taurus is one to work towards owning property. They are hard workers. They are eager for the monetary rewards, including the luxurious life that money can buy them, for their work. For Taurus, the hard work is very much worth the payoff. They are very effective at making large amounts of money. Some may even be prone to keeping a secret stash of money. Taurians love comfort and luxury, and they want to generate as much money as possible. Now we will examine Taurus in the area of health. Multiple parts of the human body are ruled by Taurus. First, we have the external rulerships, the neck, lower jaw, throat, and ears. Second, we have the internal rulerships, the pharynx, jugular vein, eustachian tubes, carotid arteries, thyroid gland, larynx, tonsils, and cervical ganglia. Third, we have the structural rulerships, the cervical vertebrae, teeth, palate, occiput, lower jaw, and chin. Potential pathologies for Taurus include croup, lymphatic stasis of the head and neck, stroke, tonsillitis, and laryngitis. Vulnerable body parts for Taurus include the neck, shoulders, upper torso, and throat. These often lead Taurians to be plagued by sore throats, stiff necks, and earaches. Taurus may be prone to gaining weight as they age. They are extra vulnerable to colds and coughs, as well as minor neck injuries. It is extremely important for Taurus to get regular moderate exercise, and it is also quite important for them to maintain a good diet. Some Taurians may be at risk for eating too many fattening foods and not wanting to exercise. It is recommended that Taurus avoid consuming a lot of fat, sugar, and starch. Sodium sulfate is the cell salt of Taurus, and it is important that they get enough of it. Foods containing sodium sulfate include beets, horseradish, cucumbers, pumpkin, cranberries, asparagus, cauliflower, spinach, onions, and raw nuts. It is also recommended that Taurus drink a lot of water. Since thyroid problems may be an issue for Taurus, consuming iodine-rich foods like fish and seafood is recommended. Other foods that are especially healthy for Taurus are liver, wheat germ, green salads, eggs, kidney beans, and fresh fruit. It is recommended that Taurus avoid eating too many carbohydrates. Now let's go over a brief list of some famous Taurians. Wrestler John Cena, philosopher Immanuel Kant, YouTube star Joey Graceffa, actor Jack Nicholson, pop singer Adele, artist Leonardo da Vinci, author David Icke, pop singer Melanie Martinez, revolutionary Karl Marx, psychologist Sigmund Freud, royalty Queen Elizabeth II, channel Jane Roberts, self-help author Wayne Dyer, actor George Clooney, comedian George Carlin, cultist Jim Jones, filmmaker George Lucas, and singer Cher. Next, we examine the cusps of Taurus. Whenever someone is born near the beginning or the end of a particular sign, that person is said to be that sign on the cusp of the sign they came close to being but weren't quite born under. In this scenario, that person will have traits of both signs, and thus every cusp is important to study. First, we will look at the cusp of power, which includes both Taurus on the cusp of Aries and Aries on the cusp of Taurus. This cusp is from about April 17th to April 22nd. Those born in the cusp of power are a force of might, being audacious and authoritative. They make great leaders. They take charge both in the work world and at home. They are an ideal energy mix for success. Fiery Aries charges forward, while earthy Taurus handles the details. A person of this cusp is at risk for being overly forceful, as well as for not listening to others' opinions. They prefer to do things themselves so they know those things get done right. They are highly opinionated. It's a good idea for them to relax their aggression some and listen to others at times. When at their best with others, they are strong and dependable, as well as helpful and funny. The cusp of energy includes both Taurus on the cusp of Gemini and Gemini on the cusp of Taurus. This runs from about May 19th to May 24th. This is very youthful energy. Those of this cusp are enthusiastic and really focus on doing things they enjoy. They are prone to attempting to do too much at once. It is important that they find balance in how much they do. They are communicative and love to talk excitedly about almost anything. Part of them will want to remain stable, but another part of them will be inclined to behave more wildly. Some may be insensitive to others. While focused on their own emotions, to other people they may seem detached. They are susceptible to physical and mental burnout. Self-discipline is especially helpful to them. Taurus Gemini should try to find consistency and maintain it when it comes to what they think of both people and ideas. They also generally need to learn how to be more gentle. They should readily deal with any insecurities they feel within them. They also must remember to rest sometimes. Taurus Gemini is prone to focusing excessively on finance and material possessions. They are sometimes high-strung. However, they also make for loyal and entertaining friends, and they love delicious food. In this next section, we will look at what it means to be a Taurus rising or Taurus moon, as well as what it means to have the various planets in Taurus. The rising sign is also known as the ascendant sign. To quote astrosofa.com, the ascendant is the zodiac sign that rises in the eastern horizon at birth. End quote. It represents the outer self and how someone comes across to other people, as opposed to the sun sign, which represents the true self. The ascendant sign often is an indicator of how a person initiates things. In my experience, the ascendant sign makes up about 40% of a person's overall astrological influence, though this may vary. Remember, the attributes of the rising sign are going to be influenced by all the other planets and signs in a person's astrological chart. Taurus rising is slow but steady. They have huge amounts of stamina. They are loyal and generally radiate a certain level of stability. Taurus in general doesn't like change, therefore it can often be a challenge to change the mind of a Taurus rising. They tend to become set in their ways. They like to physically feel things out, specifically using the five senses more so than intuition. Their sense of touch and their sense of smell are both higher than that of other signs overall. Security is important to them. They are both cautious and determined. Generally speaking, the typical attributes of a Taurus sun sign can be applied to a Taurus rising, but with a focus on that person's outer self and image they show to the rest of the world. Those with Taurus as their moon sign prefer the familiar. They will put up with almost anything to maintain this because it makes them feel safe and secure. They are strong-willed. They try to create a stable and comfortable life to make them feel happy and secure. They are steady. They are comforting to those around them. They are prone to being conservative. They are sociable and very much enjoy companionship. They are emotionally centered. They prefer to work on one task until it is complete prior to beginning another. They dislike unpredictability as well as emotional outbursts. They are cautious about commitment, but when they do commit, they stick with it. They have strong instincts. They think before they act. They take the safest route. They can end up being predictable and very routine-oriented because of the security they feel in such things. Taurus moon is romantic. They like to show affection, being faithful and sentimental. They are sensuous. They stick with their partners even in the most difficult of times. They are kind and thoughtful. They enjoy reflecting on life, music, and delicious food. Material things are important to them. When spending money, they can get a lot of bang for their buck. Taurus moon prefers friends who are of similar energy and, despite their focus on money, doesn't really care how financially well off or not well off a friend is. They tend to be calm and serene. They are not very adaptable when their routine is interrupted. They are stubborn and not very spontaneous. They tend to speak their mind. They love seeking out pleasure unless it disturbs their security. They enjoy material comfort. They are prone to worrying too much about social status. They may appear unapproachable due to their level of self-containment. They never forget broken promises and will make the breaker of the promise pay. They do not forgive easily. They are just as demanding of their friends and lovers as they are of themselves. They are not ones to compromise. They are independent and self-sufficient. While they love to spend money, they are also very careful with it. Taurus moon are as diplomatic as they are enchanting. Those born with Mercury in the sign of Taurus are like earthy messengers. What they say makes sense. They understand things through the physical senses. They tend to have great voices and many are singers. A person with Mercury in Taurus has a mind that slows in order to fully absorb all the information they can through the five senses. They speak slowly but thoroughly. In fact, they are slow and thorough in everything. Those with Venus in Taurus give off a vibe of solidity. They are cautious and slow to enter relationships. They are slow to trust, but once their trust is earned, they are very loyal. Those with Mars in Taurus are goal-oriented and stick with their goals. While normally calm, they can become angered if provoked too much. They have great stability and strength. They like financial security and are hard workers. Those with Jupiter in Taurus are magnets for good luck as long as they remain in alignment with their natural generosity and patience. They are practical. When there is something they want or need to do, they like to get right on it. They dislike risks and enjoy the rewards of hard work. Clear goals are helpful to them, helping them focus. Results are important to them. Those with Saturn in Taurus have a strong need for emotional and financial security. They prefer regimented control when it comes to daily tasks. They must work hard to get results. They are disciplined and patient. They are very earthy and not spontaneous. They are hard workers and care a lot about their goals. Those with Uranus in Taurus are both intuitive and stubborn. Nothing can make them change their minds once they are made up. Some do well financially, others may experience sudden financial downturns. They are occasionally prone to suspicion and or jealousy. Those with Neptune in Taurus dream of material possessions. They are focused on the physical. Once they start, they don't easily stop. When they become fixated on a particular issue, they might not be able to let go of it. They are down to earth even when it comes to their dreams. Those with Pluto in Taurus are persistent, having an inclination to stubbornly refuse to change their minds. They are very good at resource management as well as working with their surroundings for the purpose of optimization. They require material security and don't like to let go of physical possessions. They tend to get things to work out well for them. In this section, we will look at Taurus in the Tarot, being the ruler of the Hierophant card. As I alluded to earlier, the Tarot is another great tool, like astrology, for cleansing and purifying the mind in addition to its many other benefits. Tarot is meant to be practiced in conjunction with astrology, so it is helpful to look at the key connection Taurus has to it in the major arcana, that being the Hierophant card. Both the sign of Taurus and the Hierophant represent trust and reliability. The stone columns in the card symbolize stability, just like Taurus. The two men in the foreground of the card are students, referring to the Hierophant's energy of belonging, which then ties in with Taurus governing the second house of self-worth. The keys symbolize heaven and earth. The Hierophant symbolically brings spirituality from heaven down to earth, similar to how Taurus is down to earth and appreciates clear communication and practicality. Those interested in this subject and who wish to do further research are advised to begin by studying the actual Hierophant card itself, or even just a picture of it online, and become familiar with its symbolism. Ideally, it should be the Rider-Waite and or Crowley-Thoth version of the card. The reasons for beginning by studying the card itself are numerous, but the most important is that it will put the student's brain in proper focus for the understanding he or she seeks. The images of every tarot card are magical, and only by looking at and studying the actual cards themselves, and working with them, will the right areas of the mind be unlocked to facilitate true understanding. The remainder of this report is an examination of the relationship of Taurus with all the other signs of the zodiac in the area of friendship, love, and work. We begin with Taurus and Aries. When it comes to a friendship between these two signs, Aries is impulsive while Taurus takes their time. This could lead to conflict or it could be helpful to both. Aries can bring out some well-timed spontaneity in Taurus, and Taurus can help Aries to be more thorough in all areas of life. It is likely that these two will sometimes need to give each other some space. Their differences are the friendship's primary strength. In the area of love, it could be said that it makes sense that they would be attracted to each other, with Aries ruling planet being masculine principle Mars and Taurus ruling planet being feminine principle Venus. But it is very difficult for them to see eye to eye. Aries is full of energy and spontaneity while Taurus likes to take their time. Aries enjoys going on adventures. Taurus likes remaining close to home. Taurus sees making money as important. Aries would rather spend money, making the likelihood very high for fights about money. While an Aries-Taurus relationship can work if both of them really work at it, they usually do not. When it comes to work, both are quite different in work and business. It is difficult for them to remain serious when working together, and the same goes for staying committed to monetary and company principles. Aries wants to boldly jump into getting the work done, while Taurus prefers the more slow and methodical approach. The potential for disagreement regarding the way work gets done is high with these two, to the point of not getting enough or any work done at all. They are good, however, when working with others to come up with new ideas, especially in advertising, design, and fashion. And if both signs can compromise a little with what the other sign prefers, they can still find success when working together. A friendship between a Taurus and another Taurus is a very steady one. Both tend to feel secure and at ease with one another, having mutual understanding for the other's appreciation for simple pleasures. Sometimes conflict could come in the form of both Taurians feeling they are right no matter what. It is important for each one to realize when they are truly right or wrong, and if wrong, to admit it. As long as they don't let little squabbles get between them, their friendship should be healthy and long-lasting. Two Taurians in love get along really well. However, they can be too much alike, potentially leading to a boring everyday life. They are still more likely than not to last because neither one will make any hasty decision to break up with the other. The relationship will likely require stimulation to keep both partners interested. Love and the enjoyment of physical pleasures comes easy to both of them, but they will want more excitement. They love the security they easily provide each other, but not at the cost of a little adventure here and there. In the area of work, they work really well together, at a slow but steady pace. Each Taurus has a lot of fun working with the other Taurus. They won't like deadlines because they like to take their time. Their employer is advised to have patience. This is worth it, however, because two Taurians working together produce high-quality work. When it comes to a friendship between a Taurus and a Gemini, it will need time to develop. Gemini might want two different things at once. Taurus has to try to provide stability to one side of Gemini and freedom to the other. If this happens, it will make for a very good and very solid friendship, each one having much to offer the other. Gemini could at first feel that Taurus is overly demanding, but as long as Taurus is patient, a strong relationship will form. In the area of love, this is an unlikely pairing. Taurus doesn't really like how light-hearted Gemini tends to be, and Gemini doesn't really like how difficult it is to be playful with Taurus. It is still possible for them to build a healthy relationship, however, especially once they learn to appreciate each other for what they are. They tend to remain opposites. Taurus is focused on stability and security, whereas Gemini is much more easygoing. Their attraction to each other can last if both end up being stimulated by their differences. In work, they have very little compatibility. Taurus likes to take their time and make sure everything is as it should be. Gemini prefers to move as quickly as possible toward project goals. They are prone to misunderstandings and frustration. Taurus and Cancer make a good match in general. When it comes to friendship, they are likely to communicate very well. Security is important to both signs. Taurus wants physical security and Cancer wants emotional security. Thus, each friend tends to find support from the other. They form a joyful friendship as a result of similar needs. These needs also include a sense of comfort. In love, Taurus and Cancer are an extremely good match likely to last. Both may be a bit shy at first, but it isn't long until they start putting a lot into their relationship. They are very likely to start a family together, both being home and family-oriented signs. While family is their highest priority, they still make a lot of time for the love they have for each other. They see their love as essential for having a healthy family. Both signs feel and experience love very deeply. In the realm of work, these signs work quite well together, with Taurus being the energy that keeps the projects moving, and Cancer being the one that makes sure the projects have emotional meaning and benefit for themselves and others. They are a great match in that the emotional passion of Cancer is backed up by the steadiness of Taurus to completion. A Taurus-Leo friendship is based on mutual respect. They enjoy one another's company and understand each other's desires easily. Taurus enjoys someone as loving as Leo, and Leo enjoys admiration from Taurus. Both are intensely faithful. They can be possessive of one another, and they often have exactly the same desires. When it comes to love, they do surprisingly well together, as long as Leo gets to be in the spotlight, that is. If this is the case, these two tend to last. They find stability in one another, both being fixed signs. This just deepens their affection for each other over time. However, in almost all other ways they are very different. The fire of Leo and the earthiness of Taurus would be quite incompatible if it wasn't for their mutual desire for stability. Taurus also very much appreciates the loyalty of Leo. Taurus and Leo at work are a good match in some ways, but bad in others. Taurus doesn't mind letting Leo take the lead as long as Taurus working conditions are comfortable and enjoyable. and Leo, of course, loves being in the spotlight. While they are both being fixed signs can result in their both staying committed to a project, it can also cause problems due to their propensity to do things in very different ways. Overall, when it comes to work, this match is not recommended. A friendship between Taurus and Virgo is based in realism. Both are logical, practical, disciplined, and expect a lot from the other. They are earnest with each other. Virgo likes Taurus' strength and steadiness, and Taurus likes Virgo's intellectual prowess. This friendship tends to just get better and better as time goes on, having a foundation of integrity and common sense. Both enjoy material pleasures, and both are willing to do the hard work necessary to get them. In love, Taurus and Virgo have a lot in common, but they have different means to the same ends. Virgo can lose patience with Taurus, who may desire more support from Virgo than what they can get. If they can overcome these difficulties, however, they make a very good match. They then form a very stable and secure relationship of mutual benefit. They will quickly want to move in together and start a family. When working together, they see things from very similar perspectives, being both earth signs, resulting in an excellent match. Both prioritize stability and security. Taurus is more focused on creating and enjoying wealth in the present, while Virgo focuses on the same but for the future. Together, they are very beneficial to any company they work for. Taurus and Virgo are essentially unstoppable and limitless together. When we look at Taurus and Libra in the area of friendship, they complement each other well. Both want security and stability. Both enjoy things like art, culture, and literature. This causes them to bond well. Each of them might not realize how much they have in common at first, however. They soon develop mutual admiration as they realize how alike they really are. Both are ruled by the planet Venus, the planet of love and beauty. These signs in love are likely to have a lasting connection of great respect and trust. Libra is likely the leader of the relationship, while remaining aware of the input of Taurus. They are good at sharing responsibilities of the home and family. They feel strong affection and deep satisfaction with each other. They don't agree on much, but they don't care. Problems only develop if Taurus goes against Libra's principles and ideals. Let us look at Taurus and Libra at work. While both signs are ruled by Venus, their implementation of that Venusian energy, particularly at work, is quite different. Taurus is focused on money while Libra is focused on relationships. They aren't exactly incompatible at work, but they aren't that great of a match either. Their motivations are very different. They may even suspect one another of untrustworthy activity. Taurus and Scorpio being at opposite ends of the zodiac makes them a good match when it comes to friendship. They are powerfully drawn to each other. They also have many similarities. However, sometimes each sign's strong sense of identity can get in the way of the friendship's harmony. They love to team up. Taurus likes money. Scorpio likes power. Both focus on material possessions and social hierarchy. Each sign balances the other out, Taurus being all about their inner self and Scorpio being all about friends and family. In love, they are likely to have conflict, mainly because Scorpio's intensity does not match the peace that Taurus needs. But this doesn't stop both of them from trying to make it work, often by attempting to get the other to behave differently. They tend to believe they are fundamentally alike, fueling their attraction and keeping them together, but they eventually get sick of each other. There may even be frequent arguments. Their differences will likely drive them apart in the end. These signs are not very friendly when working together. Scorpio may become impatient with Taurus if they are on a deadline, even to the point of lashing out in anger. Both are very stubborn about the way they do things and tend to do them differently. Overall, their work relationship is likely to be too problematic to be recommended. When Taurus and Sagittarius form a friendship, they need to be patient with getting to know each other. Each friend has a lot to teach the other. Sagittarius loves change, but Taurus prefers tradition. Sagittarius might disappoint Taurus at first, but with enough time, Taurus will likely find Sagittarius more than fulfilling. Both signs look at life very differently. Taurus is very logical and calm, while Sagittarius is enthusiastic and idealistic. Sagittarius can find sanctuary in the stability of Taurus, and Taurus can allow more excitement into their lives through Sagittarius. As lovers, they are unlikely to last. Sagittarius loves adventure, whereas Taurus prefers being close to home. They have very little in common. They do fascinate each other, however. They're so different they both find it comical. They're more likely to be short-term sexual partners than lifelong lovers. But if they do date and end up breaking up, bitterness may remain, especially on the part of Taurus. When working together, they are not a very good match. Taurus likes to take their time too much for Sagittarius, who instead prefers moving swiftly. Taurus also doesn't mind staying right where they are if it means being comfortable and enjoying themselves, while Sagittarius always needs to be on the move to something new. This causes them to work very differently and can create conflict. They will likely need to compromise. Taurus and Capricorn form a friendship of sensibility and rationality. Both signs are disciplined and realistic. Taurus likes the perseverance of Capricorn, while Capricorn likes the stability of Taurus. The two signs make for a strong and solid friendship. They are both very logical, reliable, and traditional. Taurus may assist Capricorn in being more optimistic and enjoying the rewards for their hard work, while Capricorn may help Taurus to persist in achieving their goals and fulfilling their dreams. When in love, they achieve much together. Both possess copious amounts of commitment and stamina, leading to excellent cooperation. Capricorn prefers to take the lead, though it is often not clear who the leader is, and neither of them really care. They are both very productive together. Their relationship is one that is very deep, serious, and profound. Those around them expect them to remain together forever. They're both also very passionate about work and money and will likely work on these things together. Capricorn and Taurus tend to fall into very deep love and are one of the best matches in all the zodiac. In the realm of work, they are an excellent match. Both being earth signs, they are committed to many of the same goals. They are sure to get the job done, Taurus having unshakable tenacity and Capricorn being the 10th sign of the zodiac, the sign and number of completion. Capricorn's business skill may help them both advance to higher and higher positions. Both stay very grounded no matter what. The achievements of these two signs when working together will be great indeed. They are a recipe for total success. A Taurus and Aquarius friendship has a lot of potential. While Taurus is logical and realistic, Aquarius is revolutionary and futuristic. It might seem as if they don't have too much in common. However, both possess a strong desire for achievement in all that they do. If they join forces, they can accomplish much together. Both signs prefer to do things their own way. Taurus is okay with routine work, but Aquarius is not. Taurus finds Aquarius fascinating, while Aquarius enjoys the reliability of Taurus. As lovers, Taurus and Aquarius are drawn to each other due to their mutual fixed quality. Other than that, they don't have a whole lot in common. Both signs are patient when getting to know the other. This can lead to a healthy and long-lasting relationship. Aquarius will tend to add an element of unpredictability to their time together, something that Taurus is fine with because it never compromises their connection. Both signs tend to be on the same wavelength when it comes to knowing and understanding the true purpose of their relationship. At work, both are very stubborn about the way they want to do things, resulting in problems when trying to work together. Taurus is protective of the safety and security in their working conditions and does not want to risk losing it. Aquarius feels that their intelligence should not be questioned. They will have an inclination for arguments, and neither of them will want to work with the other. Taurus and Pisces generally form a very ideal and healthy friendship. They understand one another easily, but they do have their differences. Taurus focuses more on reality and facts, while Pisces focuses more on emotions and feelings. Both are considerate of the other. Taurus may assist Pisces in fulfilling their dreams. Pisces may provide compassion and gentleness to Taurus. The focus of Taurus on the physical may make it difficult for them to understand the more spiritual predisposition of Pisces, but as long as both signs can make peace with their differences, they are likely to have a great friendship. In love, Taurus tends to be exactly what Pisces is looking for, as well as what Pisces needs. Taurus may be less sure at first, but over time comes to really love and care for Pisces. Eventually, they become inseparable. They then fall deeper and deeper in love and find great pleasure and satisfaction in one another. Each feels that they are perfect for each other, and those around them agree. They are also quick to find a home together and start a family. feeling certain that they are perfectly right for this. Both signs value trust very highly, as well as security, so they always remain faithful to one another. As for work, both are sensitive signs, leading to harmony and respect when working together. Taurus likes to know they are working towards something important, while Pisces likes to know that they are part of something meaningful. They are likely to create beautiful things together, as well as assist one another in accomplishing their goals. To summarize, Taurus is one of the strongest and steadiest signs of the zodiac. But while they are very stubborn and hardworking, recall that they are still ruled by Venus, giving them a very sweet and sensual side with a great appreciation for things like music and art. The second sign of the zodiac represents the physical dynamic of hard work and sweet rewards. It is a sign that reminds us to stick with the plan almost no matter what, to be logical and fact-oriented, that the physical realm is just as important as the mental and spiritual realms, the importance of commitment when it comes to love, and the need for seriousness and realism at times in life. Taurus reminds us to stay the course, to take our time with things, be thorough, and do a good job. The bull is both objective and loving, and nothing can stand in its way. That concludes this analysis of the sign of Taurus. Don't forget to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.